Okay, so we're centered up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and does it say we're
You're live.
broadcasting?
Yes.
We are live. She normally announces that we're live.
Yeah, right.
I haven't been here for a while.
Yeah, we're learning all over again. Good evening, everyone. It is Friday night, live with what is it? Friday fun with the Rhotens, I think is what we call this. So we have the gang is all back together again. Vicky is behind the camera, and Dad and I are in front of the camera, and we're not showing an
I'm not all by myself out in the Arizona desert anymore.
So, welcome everybody. I hope you guys are having a great week. We got quite a bit to cover tonight. We want to spend a lot of time on Q&A if you guys have questions. So we're going to do several different segments here. We're actually going to do some stuff on sharpening, kind of give you some tips on sharpening router bits if you guys choose to sharpen your own router bits.
I'm gonna touch a little bit on modifying the base on the DeWalt, the small DeWalt router.
Pound on the table.
Yeah, when you talk,
Don't pound on it. When you pound it on the table, it's shaking everything. So don't pound on the table. See, I'm back.
I didn't pound on the table.
Yes, you did.
that is pounding to her.
Well,
Okay.
if it's shaking the camera, it's
Then
pounding.
it's pounding. Yes, it's lightly pounding, but it's pounding. Okay, so that is so everybody wants to know about your health, how
Oh.
you're doing.
Oh, my health is good.
It's not going to be for long.
I'm I'm doing well. I'm back to walking over a mile a day, and my knees, as you know, both my knees were replaced, and they're both doing well. My left one still hurts a little, but I'm getting a little stronger all the time. I'm back to doing a little gardening and doing the walking and watching what I do and not running any marathons. So all in all, I'm doing pretty well.
So we have people chiming in. I'm assuming. Good, excellent. So that is kind of the intro. We want to kind of keep it everything concise and tight. What?
Butch White wants to know what's on Grandma's menu behind you.
Oh.
Cupcakes, cookies, and apple pie.
So, Dad, go ahead and take it away on your.
Yeah, I
your
had
little-
a couple of questions lately, a couple of phone calls from guys that had
There you go.
the DWP, the little DeWalt router, and they wanted to know how to modify them. I made a video. Do you have the number of that video?
I don't.
I made a video on how to do that.
Oh yeah, actually number 50. Yeah.
Number 50, video number 50 shows how to do that, but I wanted to have, this is what the housing of that DWP or the or the Porter Cable 650, they're both the same. And this is what it looks like modified. And I've got a 2-inch metal cutting hole saw that I cut this hole out. And I have a big drill press and a vise that I put this in, and I drill my hole saw and I drill that 2-inch hole. And while it's still in the vise, I take a hacksaw and I cut this other piece out. After this is, after the hole's in here, there's still a piece in here. I just cut that out with a hacksaw. But when you're doing that, you have to be careful that you don't get into either one of these holes on the bottom, because that's where the screw goes through the base. So this is not rocket science. It's pretty easy to do, but I just wanted to let you know this is how I do it.
You also did a video. You did a separate video that shows how to do the thing with a hacksaw. I don't know if you remember that.
Right, you can do the whole thing with a hacksaw if you want to, if you don't have the hole saw. Just hacksaw all the way up to here, and then you have this in the vise, and you cut through there, then you hacksaw all the way up here.
Yeah.
So then you just have a square opening. And it's basically the same. It's a 2-inch opening, and it's easy to do. The hole saw looks a little neater, but you can do it with a hacksaw just as well.
So if you guys,
I just wanted to tell you, I got a couple of calls on that lately, and I referred people back to that video, and the for you that haven't seen that video and you want to know how to modify that base, go look at that video. That'll tell you how to do it.
And if we don't have the number on the hacksaw hack on the modify, so what you can do is use the channel search and just type in the word modify. If you type in the word modify, searching on our channel, you'll see several different videos that have to do with modifying this base. So that's a way you can search without us, giving you the video numbers.
And this makes a tremendous difference when you're carving too. Okay, if you don't have this modified, all that sawdust in there comes flying up in your face. Excuse me. And you don't have the visibility that you should have. Once you get this modified, you get better visibility, and all the sawdust goes out through the back. It's not flying up in your face. So that's really important if you're carving with this, with that DWP 611.
Now, just for information purposes, the rigid 2401 is already opened up in the back. So if you were looking for a router to start out with, you don't have to open up the back of that one. It has a removable little plastic shield.
Yeah, it's and I would recommend if you can only afford one router, I'd recommend that one. Although I like this DWP router, but if you don't want to modify it, or if you don't think you can, start off with one that you don't need to modify.
Yeah, and that would be the rigid, the Makita, the Bosch, all of those. I can't remember the Bosch, whether the Bosch needs to be opened up in the back. I know the Makita definitely does, but I don't have one of the Bosch Colts. So I do think they're solid in the back, but I might be wrong on that because I don't have one.
You guys I haven't seen any messages, so I don't know if anybody's typing. Does anybody have any questions about the modification?
Did you turn on the chat?
Yeah, I've got some. I just haven't gotten any.
Oh, okay. All right. Because there's a couple times where I did it that I forgot to go in and turn that chat on. Okay, so that's that. Have we got any messages as far as how the picture is or sound or anything?
No, nothing. And like I said, I'm not getting anything since 6:01. So.
Are you guys still out there? Send messages. We're thinking our chat might not be working right. That's unusual. We normally have lots of people chiming in.
Yeah, let us know if you're there.
Maybe it'll be a quick Q&A tonight.
Maybe. I don't know what's going on.
Huh.
Well, if you're sending messages, I haven't got them, and they'll probably all come through at one time. So.
Interesting. Okay. Well.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so next, we're going to talk about sharpening.
Oh,
Here they come.
told you.
Everybody woke up. Oh, they came through all at once?
Yep.
There was just a delay?
Something, I don't know.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's good to know that people are not falling asleep on us.
Tim Graves, okay. Hello, everyone. Neil here from Tolson, Pennsylvania, Canada. Bob Rhoten from Canada. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Tim.
Barry Smith says, all hail to the Queen. Missouri, Ontario, New Smyrna. I'm not sure where that's at, but Charlie Wooster.
Is that New Smyrna?
Kentucky,
New
Canada,
Smyrna, yeah.
Texas.
Oh, okay.
Do you have to modify the base to work with your plexiglass base?
No.
That's Joe
No,
Murphy.
the base that we make with the handles, it'll still work without the base being modified. It's still, everything fits just fine. It just works better.
You just won't like it.
Bob Mulch says, hello, Dave and Eric. No SWAT team tonight? And Bull says, did you ever catch that little blah, 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 blah?
I'm working on that, Bull. I went to the sheriff's office today and got the complete police report. So it's in progress, in process.
JC
We'll
is
see.
here.
Hey, Jay. So yeah, no, we haven't caught him yet, and the sheriff's department now knows who we are, and I don't even have to contact them prior to us going live because they'll know the history of the property. So
picture good, chat's good, picture's a little blurry. A couple have said that. I think it's because they're pounding on the table and they're bouncing around. 2 chat has only 7. We are here. Chat is on the end. Picture is horrible. Sorry, Leo.
Sorry, Leo.
Looks good on my end.
You know, it could be again. It could
Refresh your page. That always helps.
be or it could be it's trying to focus, you know, and pixelating. All right, so being is we're moving on to the demo now. So I want to talk about sharpening a little bit.
Thank you, Bob.
I want to give you guys a tip that we've done several different videos on sharpening, and actually you could type that in your channel search as well on sharpening router bits. But I discovered something about a month ago that I've never really mentioned, a tip on actually when you're sharpening. So
we're going to kind of try to maneuver here
yeah,
and see what happens.
And the video may go blurry for a second, guys, if it's trying to refocus. So bear with us.
No, I'm not going to be able to go past.
You want me to move, son, so you can move that?
No, I think you're okay.
I think we're good. I don't want to get too much glare if I go too close to the window. So if you could bring it over this way.
Bring it over that way?
This way.
Okay.
No, towards your dad.
Yeah, I will. Let me grab my router bit.
Bob Rhoten says the video is much better now that I'm back.
Bob Brokaw? We talked.
Rhoten.
Oh, Rhoten. Yeah. Okay. So.
Turn it. Okay, I think I should be able to get it from there.
Let me turn the light on here.
Okay.
So one thing that we talked about, number one, all of our bits are solid carbide. So in order to sharpen them, is you need a diamond wheel, or there are some people that try to do it with a hone. We will do another video talking about that.
I'm down on that now.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you might be able to do it with a hone, but if you're going to do it with a wheel,
can you turn off that light? I'm
this
seeing
light?
glare, or maybe yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's just try it. I think that's going to be better.
Oh, better without the light. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
I was thinking to be better with the light.
Okay, sorry I'm bouncing around here. I'm trying to.
So whether you're using a credit card hone or whether you're using a wheel, this same little tip is applicable either way. When you number one, I don't know if you want to use that laser light. Dad is gonna. You want to be grinding on a wheel. You want to be right at dead center, or you want to be just above. So Dad's laser light now.
Can you see that laser light in the video?
Okay.
Right. It's actually on where you can't see over here. It's dead center on the shaft.
Yeah.
That means that this light on the surface, that's dead center of the wheel, and you want to be either on that or slightly above, just a few thousandths above it.
You want to be just slightly above that at center, or just slightly above. That's where you want to be as far as when you're sharpening.
And if you want one of these lasers, by the way, this is a laser level. I think it costs like $14 or $15. I bought it on Amazon. It's pretty handy for a lot of different things. But if you're going to try to grind, you need to know where the center of that wheel is.
Yeah.
I think you've had that for a long time, haven't you?
No.
Or did you just buy that laser? Or?
No, I've had it for quite a while. I've used it for a lot of different things, including leveling picture frames on a wall.
Yeah.
So it's really good to have that, but it's it's excellent for finding the center on your grinding wheel.
So when you're grinding these bits, the biggest mistake that I see,
No, I'm just laughing because I got red there, red across your hand, red across your shirt.
Yeah.
But there is
it reminds maybe the SWAT team is here.
I'm right on that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had a few of those on my chest when the SWAT team was here. It's a whole nother story. Anyway, when you are grinding this, what I found the biggest mistake when people are grinding router bits, when they're sharpening them, is they tend to roll them over. And what I mean by that is when they try and sharpen that edge, and oh, by the way, we're going to do another video on this where we can really zoom in. But when they're grinding the bit, what happens is they tend to... what I mean
I'm sorry, John Williamson has to go to work or go, so he said bye.
Hey, John.
Bye, John.
So this will be on the channel here pretty quick. Anyway, so what happens is people tend to roll this bit over, meaning what happens is they tend to go too far this way, which means they're taking the edge off rather than actually touching it up. Why? What are you laughing at?
Bull.
Oh. So what I try to do when I'm sharpening these is I try to match up the angle of this bit with the flat of the wheel, meaning that I'll start from the back side and I'll work my way forward. If I'm going to err on one side or the other, you want to err on the back side of the flute rather than rolling it over too far this way.
Yeah, if you do it that way, it can't cut. There's no place for the chip to go.
Okay,
Yeah.
real quick, I know somebody has asked if I can zoom in. If I do, it's way too blurry.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to make a video where we zoom in on this. We can't do it with the setup that we've got, but on a video that we're going to post, we're going to make a video where we do zoom in on it. So watch for that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the main thing is, remember, try and get the flat to match the angle on the grind, whether this is the 90, whether it's the 90 or the 60 or the profile, whatever it is, you want to try and match the angle. And this is why I'm not having this thing running. I want it stopped so you guys can get a visual of matching that angle of the wheel to the back side of that flute. And I'm really not describing this well.
It's real blurry.
Yeah, I know it's blurry, guys. I apologize. And again, like Dad said, we're going to do another video on this, and we've got several videos lined up. But we'll do a video on this where we can use our regular camera and really zoom in on this and do a really good demo on it. But I just wanted to give you guys a tip as kind of just a little add-on. So you want to try and match that angle up to the edge of that. Now, what may happen is, even on this video, it may kind of straighten out and not be as blurry as it is. So I apologize for that.
Well, I'm looking at it from my side, and it's blurry, kind of grainy. That's why when I went in too close, it was just grainy.
It just kind of, it's just way too bad. So anyway, so kind of keep that in mind, whether it's the 90 or the 60 or the profile. The only bit that we don't sharpen is the spiral upcut. That gets really tricky because you're grinding on a spiral. So we just don't do that for customers.
Okay, Victor Ramirez says, guys, I broke the tip off my SC50. Can it be fixed?
Yes, probably. Probably can. So it won't. I've done that many times, not broken it off, but I've sharpened them where I've been able to use them, but they won't cut. It won't cut as narrow as it did before, but it certainly will cut, even if the tip is broken off. If you want to send it to me, I'll sharpen it up for you. I can't say 100% for sure, but I've never found one yet that was so broken off that I couldn't make it cut. So
we've got. Hold on a minute. Dick.
I used to take a piece of just round carbide and turn it into a cutting tool. So we can do a lot with a tool that's been broken. I've been doing it for 70 years, so between my super son and I, we can probably fix it for you.
Well, Dick is here from Ireland.
hey, Dad.
From Ireland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, Bull Jordan is in rare form tonight.
He's on a roll, huh?
He's on a roll.
Okay.
He said, let's make a video about zooming in and out. That would be hilarious. And then he said, I should send Miss Vicky another book about SWAT teams. That would be hilarious. He must be home tonight and not watching on the rig. John Williams is, how pricey are the diamond wheels?
I think they're a couple $100. We bought this, and just to give you an idea, I am done. Yeah. Just to give you an idea, guys, we have this diamond wheel I bought 20 years ago.
At least.
They never go bad.
I've got one that I bought over 35 years ago that's still,
It's a one-time purchase.
yeah, it's
for
still,
us.
it's still, after 35 years, it's still grinding just almost like it was new.
Yeah.
So, you know, it costs you a couple $100 for that wheel, but that's only one time you're gonna, unless your shop burns down, that wheel's gonna last the rest of your life.
Tim Graves says you can get those on Amazon, the wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good to know. I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah, we haven't bought one on Amazon because we bought ours, I think, before Amazon even went into business.
That's
So
right. Yeah,
that's,
Amazon wasn't
that's how
around.
long they last.
That's yeah. Amazon wasn't even around. So that is really what I wanted to talk about as far as sharpening. Now, in regards to router bits in general, we're going to tell you a little story.
Oh, he was asking. I'm sorry. He didn't say they were on Amazon. He said, "Oh no, I was asking if you could get."
You know
them on
what?
Amazon."
I don't know. They might be. I haven't
Sorry,
looked.
Tim.
I haven't looked. Just make sure that you get the right wheel for your bench grinder. It may the arbor, everything. This is a 1/4 inch. I think this 1/4 inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 1/4 inch.
Mine's a 1/2 inch.
Dad's is a 1/2 inch. He likes the wider one better. I like this thinner one better. But the 1/4 inch works for me. So make sure the arbor is correct. And this is a fine wheel. Now I don't know if they go by grit or anything like that. Just your recommendation is just as fine as you can get it.
Yeah,
right?
just a fine grit for grinding carbide.
So when you do the Bob Rokon asked if when you do the video on the router bits or another video, whatever,
Yeah.
if you kind of go into more detail on the wheel.
I will, absolutely. Yep, absolutely I will. I'll show the wheel and
Yeah,
talk
we'll
about it.
even tell you what wheel we've got and where we bought it.
Yeah. And you know what, Bob? If you want to, anybody watching, if you want to send me an email, I've got all the information that I can just actually copy and paste of where you might find them. I can email you right back. So just email me, eric@makeawwoodsign.com, and I will email you back information of where you can find them. Okay, so router bits. Now, there are some people that every once in a while I get a question or I get the misconception that we actually make our own router bits. That is not true. We do not make our own router bits. We sharpen them. In some cases, we'll modify them, but we don't make the router bits. For the last several years, we've been buying Whiteside bits, and many of you already know this, but in case you're new and you don't know, we've been buying Whiteside bits, and we buy thousands of dollars worth at a time, and that allows us to get them from the company. Well, kind of. We buy them thousands of dollars worth at a time. That allows us to get them cheap enough that we can sell them to you guys at basically a retail price of wherever else you can get them. Probably as cheap or cheaper than anybody out
Yeah,
there.
our prices are usually a little lower than the price, simply because we spend several $1,000s at a time to buy quantity.
Now, let me grab this. This is the profile bit. Many of you guys have this. This bit, no matter where you buy it, if it's this design, which is, what the heck is it down the side? It's 15. 15 degree down the side to a 45 at the end. This guy designed this bit. I don't care where you buy it. If it is the same design as this, he designed it. Amana sells this bit. Eagle America sells this bit. Whiteside sells this bit. They all have this bit now in their line of bits because all of those companies at one time made this bit for us and we resold it. In fact, they still do. We don't make this bit, but he designed it.
Yeah,
So
they took my design, which I never really objected to that. I let them take my design and make it because they were making it for me. And then they decided, I bought so many of them, they decided to add it to their line of bits.
Yeah.
Which,
But we didn't. But
from a business standpoint, it was good business on their part. From my from my business standpoint, It probably wasn't that good a business, but
Well-
I've never been that greedy. So main thing is I just wanted to get a good bit. So
But it was our bad that we didn't have an agreement. If we'd had an agreement that it would be exclusively ours, and for them not to resell it and make it and add it, that's our bad that we didn't do that. If
yeah,
we'd have done,
otherwise they would have probably had to pay us a small royalty, but that's all in the past. I don't worry about it.
so so we're not knocking any of these companies for doing what they did because it was our mistake for not having that agreement up front. We never had that agreement, so that's totally, we learned from that.
Business, huh?
Yeah, that's business. So, but anyway, I wanted you guys to kind of know the history of that in case you hadn't heard. Now, like I said, for the last several years, we've been buying Whiteside router bits. What we have decided to do is we are switching manufacturers. We are switching manufacturers to now. We are now going to be buying and reselling exclusively Amana bits. And there's several different reasons why. The biggest reason is it's a superior bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's better quality.
In my opinion, it's a better router bit. And so all 6 of our router bits going forward, we're in the process. Some of you may have already received router bits that are Amana bits. The packaging won't look like this anymore. Now it will look like, here it is. They will look like this. They're a kind of a square tube, which is really cool. I like these tubes a lot better. So that's the profile bit, and they'll be in these kind of slide tubes. I think that it's better protection, and it's a much better packaging. But you'll see it'll say Amana right on it, and then it'll have our label on it. It says profile bit, and then our website on there. So you can go on there and buy them.
Rick B wants to know if the Amana bits hold their edge a little better or longer.
You know, I assume that they do. I haven't used them long term, but they from all the testing, and I've done a lot of testing. I haven't used them for months, but I've used them over and over and over. I think so. I think they do. I think they hold their edge just as well, and in some cases they cut much better right out of the gate. And I'll go into that. We're going to do another video comparing bit for bit, Whiteside versus Amana. We're going to be doing that probably sometime in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. I can tell you exactly when that video is going to be, but we're going to do that, and we're going to show close-ups. I'm going to show examples, and I'm going to go comparison bit by bit, Whiteside versus Amana, head to head.
I want to say one thing about Whiteside bits. They make excellent bits. You never worry about not getting quality if you buy Whiteside bits because they are very, very good quality. We just, in our opinion, for a couple of reasons, the Amana bit is going to be, in our opinion, slightly better than the Whiteside. There's a couple of reasons for that, and we'll go into that more when we do the video.
Yeah. So the biggest reason for this switch, oh, by the way, prices right now, I can't say forever, but right now prices as far as the website's already changed. If you go to the website, you'll see the descriptions of the website. They're pretty much the same. Most of the bits are almost the same. A couple of them are a little bit different, but again, I think it's an upgrade. And all the prices will stay the same.
You want to touch on the fact that we had to buy through a dealer from Whiteside, and now we can buy direct from Amana?
Yeah, that is. I tried to deal with, for years, several years, we've been buying through a third party. Even though Whiteside was directly shipping to us, they were drop shipping direct to us. They forced us to buy through a third party. I don't blame them for that. That was their decision. But I would rather deal directly with the company that makes the bit. And that's another determining factor in us going with Amana. But again, the quality I think is better. But Amana is a great company, but Whiteside's a great company. So
Do you know if Amana bits are made in the U.S.?
Yeah.
I believe they are.
A lot of, I guess somebody made a statement that Whiteside outsources theirs to China. A lot of it.
A lot of the
I don't know.
Whiteside bits are made in Israel. I know that for a fact. I'm not sure about Amana, but I think Amana bits are made in the U.S. But
I don't know.
don't hold me to the fire on that because I'm not absolutely certain.
Yeah.
Tim Graves, this is one you need to touch on quickly. Tim Graves wants to know if Amana has a SC50.
Tim Graves, that's a really good question. The SC50 is actually a Whiteside part number. So I will go into this since you asked. The SC50 is the actual part number for Whiteside for that bit. We have a replacement that is a carving liner that is, in my opinion, I've used it several times. It's better. And it's way better.
It'll cut deeper.
It'll cut deeper.
just-
It won't break off, and it cuts narrower. It cuts at it is a 18 degree, whereas the Whiteside SC50 is 22 degree. I will go into that in detail on the video, and I will show that. So since you asked,
Yeah, the SC50 in the future will be carving liner.
yeah,
SC50 is in fact the part number for Whiteside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says on the website that the carving liner is a replacement for the SC50.
yeah. If you go to the website right now, because Vicky made the changes yesterday, you'll see in big highlight that the replacement for the SC50 is the carving liner. It's the Amana carving liner. But again, I've tried it. I've tried them both head to head, side by side, and I like this carving liner better than the SC50.
Do you have an inventory of the Whiteside bits?
An inventory of the
Yeah,
Whiteside
we
bits.
do.
Yes, that's why I say that it will be. It will probably be by the end of the month. Everything will be switched over. Right now, if you order, depending on our stock, we're selling out all of the Whiteside bits first before. But some of them, like the carving liner, you guys may have already received some of these. I think 2 or 3 of them we're now shipping Amana bits, but 2 or 3 of them we're still shipping Whiteside. I can't remember which ones.
We'll continue shipping the Whiteside
Until
our inventory is depleted. Then everything will be Amana.
Hi,
Yes.
Brad and Diana.
Hey guys. So does that answer? I'm hoping that answers that question. So if you have, that's pretty much what I had. We want to do the Q&A now.
Touch on the 45 degree and the difference in the bearing size.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it.
Well, you don't
Yeah.
have to show it.
So
Just-
here's the 45 degree.
Poundy.
Here's the 45 degree bit. This is the Whiteside bit, the 45 degree chamfer bit. This has got a 1/2 inch bearing. This has got the plastic cover on it. I'm not going to pull it off, but it's got a 1/2 inch bearing. We are replacing this with the Amana bit that's got a 3/8 bearing on it, and it's we really like it much better. You can talk about that.
yeah, I like it better. It'll chamfer. It'll do the scalloping. It'll do everything that the 45 degree with a 1/2 inch bearing will do. But if you have something like our live to ride pattern, and it's got smaller openings when you're going around putting a chamfer on it, it just gets in smaller places. So 3/8 bearing, I think, is going to last as long as a 1/2 inch bearing, but it's a little bit better to work with.
It'll get in tighter spots.
Okay, you guys have a bunch of questions. So.
Bring it.
Okay.
Yeah, now is the time for Q&A.
Yeah, Bob Castro wants to know what is SCOTD?
SCOTD is Sign Carvers of the Day.
Okay, so
Yeah,
explain what that
And
is.
Sign Carvers of the Day is for many years at the end of every video, Coffee and Questions, I would show a couple projects that you guys made. You guys send me pictures of stuff that you've done, signs that you've carved, and I would show those. Now we've kind of combined those. Like we just did a large SCOTD Sign Carvers of the Day. We just did one on Monday, I think, which was, actually, it's going to come
Coming
up
up
this
on
coming Monday. But all of April, every Monday in April, I did a large 30 or 40 Sign Carvers of the Day. So that's what SCOTD is.
Yeah, some of the stuff that you guys are doing just blows me away.
Oh.
It's just
You guys got to watch this.
I started this whole thing years and years and years ago, and what I see you guys doing now, setting cards of the day, sometimes I just sit there and I'm amazed at the talent out there, carving
Dave
signs.
Levesque,
Yep.
he says, you guys have a great deal on the carving liner. The Amana carving liner is $32.10 on Amazon. Ours is only $25.
Yep. That's correct, Dave. By the
Yeah,
way,
most of our stuff is slightly lower than what somebody else charges.
yeah.
All right, this good-looking honky guy, you need to back off there, buddy.
So Dave Levesque, just for your information, you're one of the sign carvers of the day coming up on Monday. Just thought I'd throw
Just
that
watch.
in there. Huh?
I said, go just watch.
Yeah.
There's a video. Somebody asked what you would need to get started, and Bruce Peters says there's a video titled "Getting Started." With that said, I would say the profile bit if you only buy one.
Yep. I agree with that. Thank you, Bruce.
Bruce is teaching his own classes now.
Yeah, Bruce is.
Probably learned from him by this time.
Yep.
Let's see. Gotta go back up here, huh? Charlie Wooster says, I wonder if you will have the same problem with the SC50 bit from Whiteside versus Amanda. Amanda, not Amanda. I'm not sure what that means.
Charlie, like I say, I've tested the carving liner head to head against the SC50, and I like the carving liner better. It cuts. It's not as fragile, but it even cuts narrower than the SC50. I like it better.
Kevin Whitley, first time here, just found your videos. Ready to get started making signs.
Hey, Kevin.
Good for you.
Welcome, Kevin.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, anybody email me, eric.com.
Let's see. Gary Zellner's here. Barry Smith, Leonard Davis, Bull, of course. He's a yakking. Let's see. Somebody asked. Charlie. Is the grinding wheel a low or high speed?
It's high speed.
This is just a standard bench grinder, right off the shelf.
It's
so
got
whatever.
variable speed, but you want to run a diamond wheel at pretty high speed.
Okay.
Tim Graves. He says, "Hey guys, I just got a great gift voucher from my wife to your store."
I saw that come through.
Today.
It was a happy birthday, right?
Birthday, yeah.
Happy birthday, Tim. Yeah, I saw that.
Tony Alford says he made his first order today, which we sent out today. Can't wait to get started.
Thank you so much, Tony. We
Bull, appreciate it. You were saying email me, and Bull says, I think Eric just likes emails, but that's just me. That's why he's on a roll today. Let's see.
I do like email questions.
You notice I don't tell you to email me.
Yeah, Bull says, Eric, I bought the one-shot paint and noticed that it takes a while to dry. When is it safe to actually clear coat it?
I give it overnight at least. Yeah. It doesn't dry fast like the acrylics.
It should be safe. You could give it 24 hours, but at least overnight.
Yeah, at least 12 hours, if not 24.
Okay, Rick B said, hey guys, I've sent in 2 bits to be sharpened. They won't get there till probably Monday. And I'm going to purchase another profile bit. Can you ship the new bit with the 2? Yes, we could ship it all together. We'll hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better make it. That's
send us an email so that we can follow up on that, and that way, when the bits get here, we'll be sure that they're ready to go when we ship your new bit. So, but send us an email just to kind of jog our memories.
Vicky with DaveSigns@gmail.com. She's the one that handles that stuff.
Robert Rodriguez says, is the spiral upcut bit too long for the Ryobi P601?
The Ryobi P601.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should fit just fine.
I don't know.
Depending on what you're doing with it.
I don't know, Robert. I can't say one way or the other. I don't have that particular router. That bit is pretty long, but I haven't heard anything that the throat in that won't accept it. So I don't know.
Depending on the depth of the hole in the armature where the collet is, but I can't imagine that it wouldn't take it, and you know, because you're going to be doing some cutouts with it, and it's going to be, if you're using a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch material, it should work just fine. If it doesn't, I'd be surprised. I won't guarantee it, but I'd be surprised if it doesn't work.
Okay, Bull says, Miss Vicky, the art resin is freaking awesome. Good call. Put it on a sign for a friend of mine, and it almost candies the look of the paint. Awesome stuff. It is great stuff.
It is, but I like the total boat too.
I know.
Vicky hasn't used the total
I
boat.
did use the total boat.
Oh, but just as a
just
fill.
as a fill, yeah.
The total boat is good stuff too, guys. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
is.
It's awesome, but we're gonna be doing some videos on that. Bruce says 2 weeks ago I watched on my laptop and desktop, and there was about a 30 delay between the two. Okay.
Huh.
John Stretch says, "What's the source for your cheaters or magnifiers?"
We've got them in our Amazon store. They're made by, the ones I use are made by Carson Optical, but we've got them in our Amazon store. But even whether you go through our Amazon store or not, you can find them on Amazon. That's where we got them. They're called Carson Optical, and they're called they're magnifiers or something. Maybe Jewelers magnifiers or something like that.
And Barry Smith, when we were talking about modifying, he says, "Really need to modify my 611. Tired of eating dust."
That he can. Yep, it will
Okay.
shoot that stuff at you like a fire hose.
Charlie Wooster says, "If I send you a router base, can you modify it and attach one of your acrylic bases? I'm so interested in getting the 12 by 12 piece."
Yeah. Yes.
Now, I modify these bases, and just in case, I should mention that if you don't have the equipment to do it, or you don't want to do it, just send it to me. I'll modify it.
So just so we're talking the right terminology, I call this the housing. The base plate is here. I call this the housing. And if you're talking about modifying the housing, yeah, Dad does that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And that that fits either the DWP 611 or the Porter Cable 450, either one.
Oh,
Yep.
Graham Morton's here
Hey, Graham.
from Port Hedland in Western Australia.
Yeah, I knew Graham was from Australia. How you doing, Graham?
Good day, mate.
Ooh, that was good.
You haven't modified the base to work with your plexiglass.
And you could take our base plate. We got one sitting right over there. You can take our base plate and put it right on here. The point is, the modification is necessary, I believe, because if you don't, all that sawdust is going to shoot right at you, and somebody just talked about that. And it lets more light in from the back side. So it's not absolutely critical that you do. Here's the modified base, modified housing with with our base plate. So if this was all blocked in, you could absolutely still bolt it up to that. That's no problem. You can do that. It just doesn't work very well, in my opinion.
Yeah, sawdust just comes out in your face.
Do you still ship bits to Australia? Yes, we do, David. Just send me an email, Vicky with davesigns@gmail.com.
Is that David Martin?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. David, I definitely am going to share your success story sometime soon. David has a great success story. He's the one, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but he made a big trucker sign. He's a truck driver, and he made this sign that is like huge of his truck, and it just came out great. And he actually got noticed in the newspaper, and then a big Rigs magazine actually picked it up and did a whole feature on it.
Oh, great.
It was awesome.
Great.
It was awesome.
Is it, I'm going to say this wrong, probably Tessia Mathis?
Tessia. Yes.
Tessia,
I know
okay, sorry.
Tessia.
Okay, she says, okay, I'm new at this. What would you use the carbon liner for?
That would be for extreme fine detail, Tessia. About 90% of all the detail that I do, I will do with the profile bit. But there is some times where the pictures and the lines are so close together that you need something that cuts skinnier than the profile
A
bit.
good example is if you're doing a real nice carving of a rose. That's a good example of what you'd use the carving liner for.
Okay.
And if it's small.
There's a whole bunch of other questions, but we don't have time for. You'll have to answer them on the thing.
Okay.
So we need to.
So here's the thing. If you guys have got questions that we haven't answered, here's what I'm asking you to do. Email me directly. Because for me to go in and answer them on here as far as comments on this particular video gets really cumbersome for me. So I don't care if there's 100 questions. Just email me directly your questions if we didn't answer them here. Eric@makeawoodsign.com. And I spend hours a day answering emails.
He gets up like at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the
He gets
morning
up at 2:30.
just so he can answer emails.
So that's what I do.
I'm still in there sleeping till 7.
That's what I do. So I have no problem with that at all.
Okay.
So now
we're gonna wrap it up.
Now we are going to wrap it up, and Miss Vicky is going to come over in front of the camera.
I am, but
in front.
this is set. Don't touch
Yeah,
this.
no, I'm not messing with it. I think Dad's going to get up, and you're going to sit right where he's at.
Bull says prayers, Miss Vicky. Glad to see you home. We missed you. The witch says she loves you. Love you too, witch. Except for I really hate that. Thank you. Was it
Tabitha?
Tabitha. I was going to say Sabrina.
Tabitha.
Tabitha.
That's a different witch.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm here. So, I hate being on camera. Okay. First of all, we're going to go over some stuff here real quick. Okay. So we have the seminar in September. Everybody knows that. We have 6 people that have said they wanted to come. I think we had decided when we made the announcement that the deposit needed to be in by May 30th, but we've extended that to June 30th simply because of all the craziness that's gone on in the last couple of months, and we've not talked about it, or not much anyway.
Yeah, we haven't
No
hardly
decisions
at
made.
all.
So for the time being, as of right now, the deposit deadline is June 30th, and then the full payment, everybody has to have all the money in by August 30th.
In case nobody knows what the seminar is and what the amount is.
Yeah, so we're having a training seminar. We had to draw names because there were so many people that it's $200 for the seminar. It's a weekend seminar. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, I think. We will have breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks. There's going to be a goodie bag. You guys are going to get something special. Which we haven't decided what that is yet, but it'll be there. And so the deposit has to be in, and there's no set amount for the deposit, just some kind of a commitment by June 30th, and the full amount will be due in August 30th. So that is that.
Yeah, and again, if you have more questions, guys,
send me an email.
Yeah, send Vicky an email.
I will be putting together an email with more information at that. I've had a lot of emails from people wanting to know that, maybe they're coming. Well, we've got from Canada.
From Canada. Oh, gosh.
Gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
wait. I'll tell you. Bert Graham.
Bert Graham.
Bert Graham is coming in from Canada, so he's flying into Vegas. Doesn't want. It's an hour and a half drive back and forth. Does not want to be doing that. So I wanted to let you guys know, Kingman is like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes that way, and Laughlin and Bullhead is 15 or 20 minutes that way. So if you
just got a question that says, is there a waiting list, and where is the seminar?
Yeah, there is a waiting list, but the cutoff date for the waiting list was way back when. So I have probably 30 names on the waiting list as of right now.
Yeah.
My phone just died.
The seminar is here.
The seminar is here on the property. We do have where you can bring a motorhome and set up. And I'm going to say this again, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just if you guys come and bring your motorhomes, absolutely no animals, because I know I had one gal tell me, she'd just leave the animals in the trailer in the motorhome. Well, we have 4 dogs and 2 pot-bellied pigs, and they chase anything that's smaller than Coco,
yeah.
which is, that big, and they will kill it, and your animal will have to go out and go potty. So no animals. Okay.
But we don't have, and I'm sorry, I just want to make this clear. We don't have hookups for motorhomes. You got to be self-contained.
Yeah, but anyway, those, yeah. So I wanted to tell you guys,
Luther says he's going to be here.
Luther,
Yeah.
yes. Hey,
So
Luther.
I worked over in Laughlin. Like I said, Laughlin's like 20 minutes away. I worked at Harrah's over in Laughlin. And you guys, if you can't stay here on the property, that's fine, but you want to stay at Harrah's. Harrah's is one of the best properties, the best people, a lot of my friends, but that's the place you want to stay. So I have a phone number for Harrah's in Laughlin. The number is 702-298-4600. So that's that. You will be.
Bert says, I knew David would be looking at the comments.
Yep.
I just knew it.
Well, we're going to, okay, so I'm trying to make this quick. So, I want to say thanks to everybody. God dang it.
I knew you were going to do that.
I didn't.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't know, Vicky's mama passed away last week.
Yeah, my mom passed away.
Yeah, what?
I just want to say thank you for all the emails, text messages. Mind blowing. So, that's all.
So thank you guys.
It says, picture us all naked, Vicky.
Yeah, I know, thanks. Anyway, sorry guys.
So anyway, Vicky needed to do that, and you guys will never know how much it really meant.
See,
So
I got you too.
yeah. Anyway, so I think
I said I'd be back.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if you have questions on the seminar, get on a waiting list or whatever, email Vicky with davesigns@gmail.com. If you have questions for me on anything we talked about or anything else, Eric@makeawoodsign.com.
If you have any questions for me, send them to him.
Send them to me. Yes. So Monday we're gonna have another big SCOTD sign carvers of the day. Wednesday's gonna be a demo, and we got some really cool stuff coming up. That is
We'll
about
try to get that video made on sharpening,
Yes.
sharpening bits too.
Thank you, Ruben.
You're always welcome to send them in to us to sharpen them. And if you're a premium member, we sharpen them at no charge.
yes.
But it's good to know how to do it, even if you send them to us. It's good for you to know how to do it. And it's not difficult to do, but it takes practice to learn to do it right. And I've been doing it for 60 years, but it it takes a little practice to get it right. But once you do it, you'll be surprised how easy it actually is.
And it's very quick if you once you do it.
I taught
right.
him to do it. If he can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I ruined a lot of bits in the process, or almost ruined them and give them back to him, and he had to fix them. So it does take a little bit of a learning curve, no doubt. Anyway, all right, that's it, guys. We've been going for an hour, so and it's only scheduled for a half hour. So anyway, thanks again so much, guys, for everything. We love you.
Thank you for all the support, everybody.
And
I should have done it from back here. I would have been.
And I'm still blown away by all the talent and all the people that have joined our little group because of what I started 50 years ago. It just blows me away sometimes. Phenomenal.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday morning, and we will talk to you if you have questions. Just let us know.